Good morning. Welcome to Ambari Cloud YouTube channel. Today I will be presenting Iceberg undo table drop. Okay. Let's look at the use cases. When you truncate a table, and how are you going to restore in Iceberg? You restore it using time travel. So basically, you're going to create a series, create table as select star from given time just before truncate, or if it is an external table, you can drop the table and then execute undo procedure using metadata JSON just before the truncate operation. So you need for truncate operation also have a snapshot. It has own metadata JSON, but you need to have the previous snapshot metadata JSON. Then you can restore using undo procedure, which I'm going to do demo today. Then if you have a data corruption issue, right? Let's say when you're running ETLs, right, or somebody run wrong updates or deletes, then you can do snapshot rollback, or again you can do time travel using citas. The but best option is data as code concept. In the data as code concept, you create a branch from the main. You run the ETL, you validate the data, and then if the data is good, then you're gonna merge it. So like a Git. Okay, but if um, but if you drop a table, right, and what happens? And when you drop a table, mm, then how to undo it. So Iceberg has a procedure called register table stored procedure. We're going to use it, and we're going to do undo. But this procedure is also designed for actually originally designed for migrating a table from one catalog to other catalog, like Hive to Nessie, or Nessie to Glue or something like that. But we can use the same sort of procedure for undo. And keep in mind, this procedure, this demo useful only if you have an external table. Even though there is no concept of external table within the Iceberg, but since we are using Hive concept, when you create Iceberg table through Hive, yes, there is external table. But if you create a Iceberg through Spark, the keyword external table has kind of no meaning. You have to use additional table properties. I'm going to walk through them. Okay. Okay. So let's say an external table. You have a Iceberg table. Then when you create it, it has its own files. Then when you drop external table, only metadata of the table is gone, but your file still exists on the disk, either in HDFS or Ozone or S3, whichever disk system you are using. When you do undo, what we do is we're going to restore your Iceberg table metadata based on the most recent metadata JSON. And that's what we will use to undo your table. So let's go through the demo. So create an external table, Iceberg table, of course. Do some data and view Iceberg files location, and then we're going to drop the table. Then as soon as you drop the table, to make sure that you have files exist. Of course, you have to be careful when you create DDLs in Iceberg. Always create an external table format. That way, any accident happens like drop or truncate, you can usually recover it very quickly. And check the files after the drop, and then find the most recent metadata JSON, and then we're going to register the table back using register table stored procedure. Then we are get the data. Okay, so this is how we're going to create your external tables in stored in Iceberg. Right. So here, this is most important, right? GC.enable. You have to enable this property, otherwise your table is not an external table. What does that mean is when you drop the table without this property, then all the files get fudged. So then you lost the data. So make sure that make a habit of whenever you create a Iceberg tables, always try to create an external tables and using this gc.enable equal to false. And then once you create the table, check the directory structure, insert some data, as you see here, simple insert, and then validate the data. Then of course set the JSON files. Then then you before you drop, you can also verify location of your metadata JSON files using metadata underscore log underscore entries. Um, Entries um, metadata table for a given table, so you can get the timestamp and file, and then get the max timestamp. And then you can get the most recent metadata JSON. Okay. And once you got the most recent metadata JSON, right, and then you can register it. So okay, this is your catalog, this is your table, and then this is your latest file. So since you are migrating, you are storing within the same catalog, this is also Iceberg catalog. But if you are using the same thing for other use cases like migrating from one catalog to other catalog, and so this will be a different catalog. Let's say, for example, this can be glue or nesting. Okay, just a side note. We will practice. I will upload that modules later. How to migrate from one catalog to other catalog. And once you have this, and then you're gonna register, right? And then that's it. Your table is back to normal, and you can validate the data here. Okay. So let's do a quick demo. Okay. And I'm going to enable. Okay. Let's do a quick demo. So here the database. Okay. Then let's drop the table. If I have it already, and delete the file system, right? And yes, right now I don't have a table. I don't have, and check the tables. No tables. Then I'm going to take the table. Make sure. Then you have GC enable equal to false. And the external keyword, without the external keyword, with the external keyword it was same, but as a DB style we always use, because same thing. Maybe if you are using you may be creating the spot Iceberg tables via high. So always have a habitat external. And okay, let's create. And then I'm going to check the properties. Always check the properties. And then here we have this enable equal to false. Then version 2. Then this is more table. That's default. And what is more and how I will upload modules here. Okay. Check the location of your metadata JSON. Okay. And yes, yeah, metadata that is created, and just cat it. Just look at the metadata JSON just for observation. Insert data. Okay. And insert data. Okay. And validate the data. So here I'm doing extend describe of the table. Just make sure that it's the same as properties. Okay. The data, and check the location of the files, Parquet files. Yes, on the data that we have Parquet files. I'm going to load additional data, and okay, validate the data again. Yes. Now check the files. So whenever I do practice or demos, I always look at the metadata tables. Why we need to know about these metadata tables? Those are very, very, very useful. Particularly, let's say, what are my data files, what are files I have, what is my snapshots, and then what is my history, and what is the change records. Let's say history helps you to do data between two snapshots, and then change helps you what kind of operations happen, and then it all helps you do your rollback or time travel, all kind of things. CDC. When you do all these kind of projects, you have to know these metadata tables. right? So if you look at the data table, data files, all files, then look at the snapshot and look at the changes. The changes basically, what operations you have done on your table. Um, um, okay. And if you look at what is my history, okay, how many history of my table, right? How many snapshots, what is the parent snapshot, all the stuff, and then what are the manifest files, okay, and yeah. So then now what we need to do is if the find the most recent metadata JSON file, let's go now drop the table. Then once you drop the table, okay, make sure your files are still there. Yes, we have all our files. That means our external table configuration is correct. And I want you to test it without gc.enable equal to false, change to true, and then drop the table and find out what happens to your file system. Okay, and okay, I don't have the table. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the most recent metadata JSON. Okay, so here this is the most recent metadata JSON here. Okay. I'm gonna take this one, copy here. Okay. Okay. Let's copy here. Paste it. Later I will show how to automate that. Okay. This one. And validate your call. Yes, make sure that this is order table, and then location of my JSON. Then execute the stored procedure, and once it is executed, then you will see data frame statements like that. Then go to the table. Okay, we're back to normal. So we are able to undo, right? So, and now I'm going to some other features where those are helpful to automate this process. As I said, right, if you use metadata underscore log and entries, you will know all metadata JSON files of your table. Then I did some subquery and then get the max value and get the more recent metadata JSON file. Okay, and then I wrapped around into a procedure, simple Python procedure. Okay, and of course I hard coded everything here, but yeah, you can pass the table name and then you get the most recent file of a table, right? Only if the table is active, right? If the table is dropped, you cannot use this procedure. Okay, so let's say you drop the table and then you want to get the latest metadata JSON. What I did is I wrote a simple Python procedure, read the directory of your directory. And this is, for example, the table metadata directory, get all the JSON metadata JSON file and find the most recent the metadata JSON file, right? So here, you know, you read all the files and then loop through, then get the latest one. Okay, and once you got the latest, okay, and yeah, you will pass the directory. Okay, coming. Okay, you got the latest file using this method. So what you can do is you can modify this procedure, right? So for given table, so you can generalize it, right? And for given table, just pass the table name and get the metadata directory of the table, right? and basically, based on the table and the root directory of your HDFS and then your database directory. Like for example, like a root directory and database directory or table. Then then of course array. So for a given table, get this file directory and then get the most recent metadata JSON, then call the stored procedure. Everything you can talk into one stored procedure, one method, Python method. So that way, then you can do a simple undo procedure. This is how you're going to do undo, and the same you can use it from migrating from one catalog to other catalog. So you can say what is my existing catalog of the table, what is my target catalog, and if you can change in your call method, you can migrate. So from, let's say you converted um, all our Snowflake tables to Glue, and then you want to migrate to Nestle, yeah, you can just do that. Otherwise, or sorry to hide, whatever, right? So, but this is how you can do it quickly undo. Or also, if you do truncate table, right, you can also use this one. What you can do is truncate, once you truncate table, for example, and then for truncate, I also have a snapshot, but you need to find out the previous metadata JSON file. And once you have the previous metadata JSON file, and you can just do the same thing. For example, let's say you truncate the table, right? So the truncate table, this is a metadata JSON for your truncate because it has one snapshot. You need to take this one and restore it if you truncate. But the drop, we need the latest one. So this is how we're gonna restore your tables. This is how I will upload this module, and then other features I will be planning on uploading. A lot of other features of Iceberg like branching, tagging, GDPR, then later link files, gap, then how to migrate from Hive to Iceberg. Those are the things I will be uploading. And DuckDB Iceberg, if you have a DuckDB running, you can connect to Iceberg files, and then you can do all analytics on DuckDB. And so I will upload that module. Then some of the classes I will be planning on doing along chain and LLM. So okay, so contact me. And if you have any questions and related to this undo, then I can share our modules. This is my phone number and LinkedIn. Okay, thanks for watching and have fun.